Huh? They heard me say it. I said that. If I was on there, I said that.
Turn around, please. You did not.
Shekinah, you stopped them and I said the same. You asked me, do you think I'm happier that you asked me the question and I answered it? So why would you sit there and say that?
Because I am happy.
But why would you sit there and say that I ain't saying it?
Because you didn't.
I think she's happy. Yes, it is.
It wasn't loud and clear.
Tell me. Yeah? Tell me what's going on right now. What's going on?
What started as whispers on social media quickly spiraled into one of the most shocking scandals the Harris family has ever faced. For years, T.I., Tiny, and their close circle had been used to rumors. From reality TV drama to family disagreements spilling out online, the spotlight had always found its way back to them. But this time, things were different. This time, the whispers carried weight, and the person at the center of it all wasn't just another outsider trying to chase clout. It was Shekinah, Tiny's longtime best friend, hairstylist, and reality TV co-star, who suddenly found herself in the middle of a storm no one could have predicted. The shocking twist? News began to circulate that Shekinah was pregnant. And not just pregnant, but allegedly carrying a child that people speculated could belong to none other than T.I. himself. The very idea was enough to send fans into chaos. Social media feeds blew up, headlines screamed betrayal, and hashtags popped up overnight. Shekinah, pregnant, Tiny demands answers, T.I. paternity. It felt like a bomb had gone off and every corner of the internet wanted to know one thing. Was this rumor true, or was it just another messy attempt to tear the Harris family apart? Tiny, who had always been fiercely protective of her family, especially her marriage to T.I., was blindsided. She had weathered accusations before, the endless chatter of groupies and fans who claimed to know too much. But Shekinah? This wasn't just some stranger on the outside. This was someone she had trusted, someone who had been in her home, around her children, a woman she once called a sister. The betrayal, if true, cut deeper than any other scandal she had faced. And as much as Tiny wanted to brush it off as gossip, the details that began to leak made it impossible to ignore. According to sources, Shekinah had been keeping quiet about her pregnancy for months. Close friends noticed she had disappeared from the public eye, skipping out on events and avoiding live streams where she used to chat with fans for hours. When she finally surfaced, her body told the story she hadn't wanted to say out loud. Her baby bump was visible, undeniable. And almost instantly the questions began. At first, the speculation about the baby's father pointed in multiple directions. Shekinah had been linked to other men in the past, but none of those rumors seemed to stick. Then came the bombshell. An anonymous source claimed that Shekinah had admitted in private that the father of her unborn child wasn't just anybody. It was someone powerful, someone famous, someone whose identity she couldn't reveal without tearing apart her world. And from there, the dots connected themselves. Fans began to tie her constant presence around T.I., the way she had been woven so closely into the Harris household. And soon, the whispers turned into a full-blown narrative. T.I. could be the father. The Harris household was thrown into chaos. Tiny was said to be in disbelief, demanding answers from Shekinah directly. Friends described her as devastated, pacing the halls of her home, phone in hand, trying to understand how the woman she considered a sister could be tied to such a betrayal. One source close to the family revealed that Tiny broke down in tears more than once, struggling to even say the words out loud. Could it really be true? Could T.I. really have crossed that line with Shekinah? T.I. on his part was furious. Not just at the...
Let me ask somebody who knows me for real, right? Who really knows me.
Man, I'm gonna tell you one else.
Do you think I'm like... From I think she's happy. I think she's happy.
The video ain't really the issue. The video being posted up on social media is the issue. If someone would have sent her that video privately, she and I would have had one conversation about it, and it would have been.
It just put a lot of back and forth, a lot more strain on just what we had going on. Afraid of that, and it did put some strain on our relationship. If you see him, we was about to divorce here and break it up here.
Not just at the rumors, but at the fact that his name was once again being dragged through the mud. He called the story ridiculous, dismissing it as nothing more than gossip fueled by people who had always wanted to see his marriage crumble. But his anger did little to calm Tiny's suspicions. After all, this wasn't the first time allegations of infidelity had surfaced. Over the years, T.I. had faced accusations, and while many were unproven, the weight of history was enough to plant seeds of doubt in Tiny's heart. The tension between T.I. and Tiny was palpable. Those close to the family described arguments that erupted late at night, Tiny demanding honesty, T.I. swearing on everything he held dear that he was innocent. But it wasn't enough. The mere possibility that the rumors could be true was eating away at her, and she couldn't shake the image of Shekinah, a woman she had laughed with, cried with, and shared countless memories with, hiding such a devastating secret. Meanwhile, Shekinah herself was silent. For days, she avoided social media, refusing to confirm or deny the allegations. Her silence only fueled speculation. If the rumors weren't true, why wasn't she speaking up? Why wasn't she shutting it all down with a single post? Fans dissected her every move, pointing out cryptic captions, the way she avoided being photographed, even the tone of her voice in old videos where she mentioned secrets and fake friends. To the internet, silence meant guilt. But then came the breaking point. A secret audio recording leaked, allegedly capturing a conversation between Shekinah and a close confidant. In it, Shekinah's voice could be heard trembling as she admitted that her pregnancy had caused a rift with someone powerful. She never said T.I.'s name directly, but the implications were heavy. She spoke of a man who couldn't afford to be caught up in scandal, a man whose family and reputation would be destroyed if the truth came out. The recording spread like wildfire, picked apart line by line, every syllable treated as evidence that T.I. was indeed the man in question. When Tiny heard the tape, sources say she was inconsolable. The betrayal she had feared felt real now, no longer just gossip. She broke down, sobbing in court during a separate legal matter, unable to contain the storm of emotions inside her. Cameras caught her wiping her face, her voice trembling as she muttered about betrayal, and the internet lit up with sympathy and shock. Tiny, the woman who had stood by T.I. through thick and thin, was now left questioning the very foundation of her marriage. T.I. exploded when asked about the tape. He called it fake, fabricated by people desperate for clicks and clout. He swore he had never crossed that line with Shekinah, that the very idea was disgusting and insulting. But the public wasn't convinced. For every fan who defended him, another pointed to his history, to the cracks in his marriage that had been public for years. The narrative was out of his control now, spiraling faster than he could contain. And what about Shekinah? Her silence turned into frustration. Eventually, she went live, tears streaming down her face as she begged people to stop speculating about her baby. She insisted the rumors had gone too far, that people were trying to ruin her life. But even then, she never named the father. She never gave clarity. Instead, her words only deepened the mystery, leaving everyone wondering why she wouldn't just end the speculation once and for all. Inside the Harris family, the tension was reaching a boiling point, and things only grew worse with every passing day. Tiny, once the unshakable matriarch, finally confronted Shekinah face to face, demanding answers that had long been overdue. Their conversation was nothing short of explosive, filled with fiery accusations, raw emotions, and heartbreaking revelations. Friends close to the family revealed that Tiny, overwhelmed with pain and betrayal, screamed through her tears, "How could you do this to me? After everything we've been through, all the love and loyalty I gave you?" The room reportedly trembled with the intensity of her anguish. But Shekinah's response was cold, almost cryptic. "You don't know the full story." Those 6 words hung in the air like a dark omen, suggesting that the truth was far messier and more devastating than anyone could have imagined. As the weeks wore on, the pressure on every member of the Harris family mounted relentlessly. Lawyers were soon brought in, with whispers of defamation suits buzzing through the grapevine. The media descended in full force, camping outside their lavish homes, snapping photos, and hungry for the next scandalous headline. Cameras caught every tense glance, every whispered conversation, and every guarded smile that barely masked the chaos inside. Meanwhile, Tiny's trust in her husband T.I. was hanging by the thinnest of threads, frayed by doubt and suspicion. The foundation of their once seemingly unbreakable marriage was shaking, and fans around the world watched with bated breath. What began as a private family crisis rapidly escalated into something much bigger, a symbol of betrayal, heartbreak, and the fragile line between friendship and family. It became a cautionary tale about how secrets, once dragged into the light, can shred even the strongest bonds. Social media exploded with debates and conspiracy theories. Was Tiny justified in her suspicion of T.I.? Was Shekinah truly a victim caught in a cruel web of rumors? Or was she hiding a secret so explosive it could tear the family apart? The public was desperate for answers, but none came. And the biggest question loomed over everything. What would happen to the Harris family if the full truth ever came to light? In the end, the answers remained elusive, locked away behind closed doors. Tiny refused to back down, her heart torn between fierce loyalty and unbearable pain. T.I. fought to clear his name with a fiery intensity, furious at the very idea that his reputation could be questioned. And in the eye of this storm stood Shekinah, carrying a secret pregnancy in silence, burdened by the crushing weight of a secret that could shatter lives. One thing was crystal clear: this scandal was far from over. What started as whispered rumors had become a roaring wildfire, and the Harris family's private agony was now a public spectacle. The question haunting everyone, fans, friends, and family alike, was chillingly simple. What happens when the truth finally comes out? Because in a story this explosive, there's no chance all three walk away unscathed. Someone will break. Someone will lose. And when the dust settles, the fallout will be remembered as one of the most shocking betrayals in the history of hip-hop families.